in a striped blazer with a big pair of glasses.
I remember seeing that, yeah.
And he had Biggins on his lapel. And it was a great honour. And I rang him the following day. I said, well, thank you so much. I said, I didn't go to the party, but I feel as though I did. And people like Barbara Windsor rang me and said, oh, it was hysterical.
All right, look, you're friends of them, so you're a good person to ask. You're fans of it, and you're in the business. Isn't it the same show again and again? I love the first. Actually, I didn't like the first series. Then when I actually started to get it, I watched. My daughter said, "You've got to watch this, Dad. It's funny." And I think I watched not a particularly good episode, which is always the way, isn't it? When someone sits you down and says, "Watch this," it'll make you laugh. Then afterwards, there was a lot of it that I did find funny. But after 2 series, I just thought they're flogging a dead horse. Can you see where I'm coming from?
I can, but I think that's why they've stopped doing it now. I think that's and I think they're right to. But don't you think they flog the same horse in The Office?
Yes.
I mean, all those. What do
you think of The Office?
I'm not a fan because I've never, ever, in the whole of my 58 years, worked in an office. Now, apparently, if you have worked in an office, you find it hysterically funny. But it did nothing for me. I mean, Extras, I really enjoyed.
So you like Ricky Gervais?
I like Ricky Gervais. I think he's overrated. Actually, I mean, if I'm going to be honest, I think he's. I think that somehow he's blown up into this huge common. I mean, did you see the program at the weekend on stand-up comics?
No. Oh, the countdown.
Yes.
No, I didn't. Was he number 1?
No. Who do you think was number 1?
Peter Cook. It's got to have been Peter Cook.
No, it wasn't Peter Cook.
Woody Allen?
Enough. No, Woody Allen was there, but it wasn't. And I missed the beginning, so I hope Peter Cook was there. No, it was Billy Connolly.
No.
Yeah. Well, mind you, he is wonderful, Billy.
Yeah, he's good, but
is or was.
Well,
is he funny now?
I haven't seen him, but I mean, I certainly think he is.
All right, let me ask you this then, Christopher. And we are putting you on the spot here, and if you don't want to answer this, you don't have to.
Right.
We were doing this show last week, and I said, comic relief's coming up. Lenny Henry is not funny. He probably was funny in the 80s, but he's just not funny now. Do you agree or disagree?
I agree.
You agree?
Yeah.
How does someone lose the art of being funny?
Well, I think that comedy does go in phases. I think there are people who come in and there's a new wave of comedy. That's why I think Billy Connolly is so great, because I think he's gone through all the decades of comedy, and I think I hope, and I haven't seen him recently, I hope he's still there, because he doesn't actually write material. What he does is he speaks from life.
Observation.
His observation, and I think that's the clever. You write in a period.
I saw Ricky Gervais live, and he was very good.
Yeah.
I mean, he'd research. I think I saw him on the Animals tour. It might have been Politics. I can't remember, but I might have seen both. But he was very good. He'd researched what he wanted to do, whereas probably somebody like Billy Connolly and certainly Frank Skinner are just very quick comedians.
Yes, Frank Skinner is another one who is fantastic. I mean, I think he's a wonderful, wonderful comedian. I mean, I think and there was Joan Rivers, who was had a lot of stick from 9/11 when she was saying all those things about that you're not going to tell me that out of 200 women there weren't 5 who were thrilled to see their husband die and get £5 million, which of course there was horror, and then you had to laugh because it was funny. I mean, however, and we know ourselves that sitting in this studio, a disaster happens, like tsunami, and within 24 hours,
Princess Diana,
there are jokes on your mobile coming through thick and fast.
Yeah, Pat the Builder, if you're listening. There you go. Right, would you read this? Would you read this out, please?
Well, no, we just had an email coming through saying about Kenny Everett and how he was a genius. This is a quote from you, apparently. Somebody's taken and said he was a genius. I once played his gay brother in a sitcom, but they didn't show it.
That's absolutely true. We did this whole series of Sid Snot. Was it Sid Snot?
Yeah.
And we all played this dysfunctional family. And I tell you, I mean, Kenny Everett was one of he was a very, very good friend, and he was funny because he was funny. But I don't know whether he would be funny today, funny enough.
Well,
I mean, it's interesting.
I loved when he did the stuff for Tem. And you'd never heard the camera crew laugh before.
No.
And, I always thought, if I ever get the chance to interview Cliff Richard, I will open the interview up by saying, I have video of you dressed in black leather, tied up, being whipped by a gay man. And he'll think, my God! And then I'll say it was the Kenny Everett video show.
No, it was brilliant.
And Kenny could get away with that kind of stuff. And you weren't really into Kenny Everett, well, you couldn't really
Didn't get it. Just didn't get it for me.
And the Sid Snot, I just thought it was brilliant. So you're telling us somewhere in the vaults of the BBC
there
or
are
Thames,
6 episodes of of a Sid's not dysfunctional family, and in the end, Thames Television, whatever they felt they couldn't put it out.
Has it never been aired?
Never ever been out. I've
Who
never
else is
seen
in
it. God, who else was there? There were some strange people in it, but it was wonderful. I can't tell you. I mean, it was, I mean, outrageous.
I'll tell you what Kenny Everett did. He came up with another family called the Drains, who are like Sid Snot. And Thames didn't want to show the Drains, and Kenny Everett, I heard Barry Cryer tell this story, got so hacked off, he said to the people at Thames, we're going out for lunch, and they went straight over to the BBC, signed a contract with the BBC, so maybe Thames was so annoyed that he had signed this other contract.
Well, it could have been.
I don't know.
And I have a feeling that because I would have thought that someone along the line would have thought about bringing them out on DVD, but I think they were wiped, which of course, the BBC did a lot of that, wiping stuff. I tell you though, I went to the last ever, his recording at Capital Radio, his show, and I went to the last one. There was a big party, and they had little bits of dead smoked salmon on bits of thing, and we were eating that because of all the champagne we were drinking. So that night, I took a whole group of us. We're going to see Oklahoma, and we're sitting in the theatre, the Palace Theatre in the West End, and I used to live opposite, above the Phoenix Theatre. And we're sitting there, and I'm not feeling too well, and the overture starts, and they suddenly go, oh, and I threw up all over the woman in front of me, who, it was a Saturday night, and she'd gone out, had her hair done. Well, I covered her. Then I started to throw up again. Then my friends moved me out, and we left, and it was one of the most embarrassing things ever. And that's all through Kenny Everett.
Did she realise it was Christopher Biggins?
No, I don't think so at all. I hope not. I just ran. I mean, but it was really, really embarrassing. I can see that blue hair now with all my vomit in it. It was not a very particularly
we'll be back with Christopher Biggins in a mo. 01983 822 002. If you want to give him a call, it's 12:48. I loved Kenny Everett.
So did I.
Loved him.
And he was so one-off. I mean, he was just brilliant.
Hello there.
Oh, this is
Hello,
Mike.
Mike Walker.
Hello, mate.
Pleased to meet you.
Nice to
Great
see
fan
you.
of the Rocky Horror Shows.
You weirdo!
You bet.
Sick.
I've been on stage
I
as
could
Frank
see you.
and
Do you know what? I was just going to say I could see you in that.
the full gear. No,
Oh,
it's really
good.
nice to meet you. It's
Very
great.
nice
It
to meet
sounds
you.
Fantastic. Really.
Good.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Mike, just show your face to the camera.
Oh dear.
This is Mike.
Hello there.
You still got the stockings and the suspenders.
Hello, studio.
For the
He's
weekend.
very
Hi, Debbie, you're next.
Technologies.co.uk. Nice to meet you, Christopher.
Hello, studio.
Hi,
We've had lots of
tell
calls,
Christopher that I used to love him in Rentaghost, please.
Yeah, what's your name?
It's Claire.
Come on and tell him yourself, Claire.
No, I can't.
Well, he's here now. He's here.
Hi, Claire.
Hi.
I'm so pleased.
I used to love you in Rentaghost.
Oh, what a girl of taste you are, Claire.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Do you think we should get Christopher to do Jesse's catchphrase?
Oh,
Jesse
yeah.
here's got a catchphrase. Ooh, get you.
Who get you?
Ooh, get you. And I gave him his catchphrase, and he's worried about being camp. Right? So, I would like you to
Show me
when
how
we've
I do
recorded
it.
this, when we finish this at 1 o'clock,
Maybe me
do
and Christopher could do a duet.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
We do a
yeah.
duet.
You know, the Ooh, get you
See,
song.
the you get you
We
song.
do it
See,
together.
Jesse won't come out. Christopher.
Would you want the Isle of Wight?
Christopher.